Our Vice Forecaster JD Rapp with you. We just have a tornado on the ground right now, so with a few reports coming in, we still got that tornado going to about 345 as indicated tornado, but we did have a few reports coming in now. Reports a touchdown near the Carvin Rock Road east of a Creek Road. So we have a report of a touchdown. Then we had a report, multiple reports of tornadoes with the immediate touchdown just south of I-43 along the report the public of funnel clouds and off Tatum Wall Cloud 4 miles south of Clinton at 350. So we're getting multiple reports of funnel clouds and touchdowns and see what we got going here to about let's see. I gotta figure out what one I'm gonna use. Close Chicago's under a severe thunderstorm warning, but I'm gonna take a look at that in a second. Very strong signs of some rotation there. Definitely, if you're in these areas, you want to be shaking some shelter. If you're there in an area, you want to be shaking your tornado precautionary right now. Let's see what we got here. Don't really see any debris, but that little, yeah, if you're in this tornado warning, now's the time to shake shelter. Amy popped on, and I don't. This is not happening in Hampton County, so people can know up here toward Wisconsin what's going on. So you have anybody in these. So we do have a couple reports of a tornado on the ground was on the ground earlier from Storm Chaser. And let's see, still pounded J on radar just by gate. The gate free lost of a spotters can't judge one. It's just still sun just pound out and Morton Isaacs uh, forecaster Isaac do is add on to a lot of fuel for these storms to work with. It's now about almost 3:32 been on because could rotate into tornadoes. Tornado warning continues about almost about 3:45. There's a lot to them, but that just tells you they're individual. They're separate from each other. That's what makes them so too down here. The 415 for Central Gibbs County and North Central Illinois. One go County and Central Illinois up here into about 415. At 313 the storm is located at 60 miles of wind gust. So if you live in Rockford, Lutz, Rosa, Pulver, Grub, Rockford Airport, Valley Davis, Justice Calandon, New Center, Garden Prairie, Catherine Coffin, includes Interstate I 9, I 39, 90 between miles marked 9 and 31. So this includes Bond, Can Valley College, Rockford, Lake Huron, Trumbull, more. So a tornado whippet. Let me check for sheared. Uh, 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 that's where there's a little wind sheared. That's where you can get winds coming in, winds coming out. Sheared. So you definitely want to be keeping that in mind. So if you just joined Chicago, we do have a action. If these storms really happen, we could have some, even some damaging winds are likely. So, like I said, so yeah, that storm's really trying to tie it up a little bit. So we will continue. Just a minute. Let me go into storm community and send your comments and see what's kind of going on. Right, quick. Switch that back. I'm gonna shrink that so nobody sees what we got going. Let me see what he says. This is just the text of that tornado warning. We got a new tornado warning. If that's the case, we would have to stay on with you. If it does, let me pull up the shear rates. All right, yeah, we just got a new tornado warning. In just a second, I'm gonna try to get a hold of Isaac head forecaster Isaac Shock. Just a second.
Oh, we are on live. Okay, it's loading back up. All right. And we had another, and that thunderstorm that keeps tightening up. That's going to come a tornado. I can see it, Isaac. Yeah, I mean there is. So looking at the so based off what I'm seeing on radar with that storm, again, this is in the Rockford area. You can see a little bit of weak rotation with that in Belvedere. Again, judging by what I've been seeing on some of the reflectivity with that, I'm going to go ahead and try and screen share on my end so I can give you a better glimpse
I'm
of
back.
my what I'm inferring, and I'm going to try and get my
Yeah,
working to give you
I got some
data.
information from Jacob here. Jacob just sent a text out here. Yeah, we get several reports of touchdowns with this tornado too.
Yeah, I'm having a not responding in my PC, so it's. There we go.
Tell you what I was gonna say. We have some reports of tornadoes up here, Isaac.
Okay. Oh, it's trying my screen on there. So I'm gonna show you my dual panel kind of. Yeah, this is from the Chicago radar here, getting a better idea of what we're seeing here in sections of Winnebago and Boone County. Also, for folks in northern Ogle County,
I'll be right back.
you can see right along. Oops, I'm going to zoom out here. So around east of New Milford, south of Sherry Valley, we got some broad rotation here, and has been the case over the past near term. So we're starting to interact with some more inflow, and you can see some more convective development occurring around there. So we're getting some surface heating. Again, that cap is eroding here. So as this cell continues to track potentially into DeKalb, and again, this would be southern Boone, northern sections of DeKalb County, my expectation is that eventually we'll get some stronger surface heating, and that may eventually, what I'm seeing here on radar, the rotation is starting to get a little ways more well pronounced. Again, my expectation is, I think that rotation is starting to slowly kind of get a little bit more well pronounced at this point. I'm not, again, it doesn't appear to be very tight, but again, it is very possible closer to the ground. Judging by what I'm seeing, I think the rotation appears to be the strongest here at the base of the storm. So outside the chance of a tornado, we may be seeing some strong downdraft, strong downburst gusts that might be occurring around Sherry Valley and towards New Milford, Sherry Valley, some of the more rural locations here in southeastern Winnebago and southern Boone County predominantly at this point. But again, as this continues to make its trek into DeKalb County and the rest of Boone County, potentially towards areas between Marengo and DeKalb, Genoa, again, be on alert as this cell continues to make its way into your area. My expectation is I do think that this is moving into an area where there's some stronger surface instability. Looking at the surface observations from the from earlier, about 3 o'clock or so, lots of these areas are seeing temperatures well into the 70s. Look at this, a 79-degree dew point in Rochelle from earlier. So the dew points are really high. And again, where the temperatures are the highest, I would say there's definitely a corridor where there's some stronger surface heating, and the cap is I would say the cap breaking here, where there's some much drier you can see in between Chicago, the rest of north central Illinois here. So keeping a really close eye on this. And also the case from earlier here, I'm going to kind of get a perspective here from the Milwaukee radar, see how things may be appearing slightly different. Tornado warning for this will be Rock County, and now we're in Walworth County here. Still some weak rotation with that. It's broadened out. And again, looks like that cell might be a little bit weaker than initial, but I would still say some damaging winds or some gusty winds potentially with that. And I'm going to try and get a better kind of looped perspective with this. Again, a lot of what we've been seeing here is spotter reports, definitely very helpful. Again, lots of reports from emergency managers. Small bits of debris from what we saw a touchdown earlier. If we do see any wind damage.
Yeah, Isaac, I'm getting a little more concerned now. New storm is starting to, a new spot I've been noticing, there's a little more rotation by over here. I'll show you on my radar. I've just noticing some rotation right there again.
Yeah, let me open my browser. Yeah, I am keeping a close eye here. So yeah, that's Belvedere area. I'm gonna show you what I'm seeing. This is storm, what I'm showing you here. So again, what I am seeing here, again, some broad rotation with this on a storm relative standpoint, and factoring in again, we're seeing some gate to gate wind shear here more, but again, it's been kind of where it's been sporadically tightening up, and so it'll be definitely interesting to see what we get here. Again, nothing that's well pronounced in terms of what we're seeing in terms of a couplet, but we are definitely seeing some rotation with this nevertheless. So again, definitely a good indication here. We may be getting some strong downburst gusts with that. Okay, tornado warning just issued. So the National Weather Service just issued a tornado warning. This is for southeastern Winnebago and southern Boone, and they're indicating some rotation here. Definitely appears to be tighter from these past two scans. So again, we're seeing about 40, 45 knot outbounds here from Milwaukee. So I'm going to switch to the Chicago radar, getting a better glimpse of this. Once again, tornado warning for Winnebago and Boone.
Yeah, that's a little tight, Isaac. This tornado warning goes into effect into around 4:30 for Bond and north central Bond County up here. And this storm is a radar and this storm is capable of producing a tornado. It's a radar indicated tornado is moving east on 10. Isaac, that is very.
Yeah, so latest reports, the couplet is moving at 10 miles an hour. So again, the base velocity, I'm going to go storm relative here. You can definitely see the rotation on a storm relative standpoint is definitely a bit stronger. You can see it's very broad, but again, I would judge by what we're seeing here, some rotation closer to the ground. So this is not the base of the storm from the KLOT radar perspective. There's rotation at the base of the storm closer to the ground here, presumably. And again, judging by what we're seeing on radar, nothing terribly impressive, but still definitely some rotation. But the concern is, as this storm makes its way into potentially northern DeKalb and predominantly southern Boone County around the Sherry Valley area, it's moving into an area where there's some stronger surface heating, some higher dew points at the surface. So when you couple that in, I do think that the tornado ingredients are definitely going to increase substantially as this cluster of storms makes its way closer to the outer Chicago, the western northwest suburbs, potentially. So again, be on alert. Also, folks in Chicago proper, definitely going to be a concern here. Again, I so the storm relative felicity is definitely we're getting some upticks. It's been sporadic, so that's the turning with height. So I do think that the wind shear, the low level wind shear, is definitely going to pick up with that. So, but again, the cap is
I think so
where
too.
we're thinking where the cap is breaking. Yep. And I'm going to show you folks where we have this ongoing watch. Okay.
It's going to lead to a problem.
Yep. And so again, this is where we have this confidence here. You can see adjacent sections of Lake Michigan, Northwest Indiana, and Northern Illinois, including Bureau and Putnam as well, in this particular watch area. So again, we're also seeing some cells starting to try to form here as far west as Sterling. Also you can see a lot of moisture over here, and I think that instability is definitely getting a little bit more well pronounced here. Just looking at the radar perspective, yeah, see we have a little pop-up storm there just to the north of Dixon. Again, it's and it's becoming a little bit concrete. I'm going to go to the latest scan. Yeah, we got definitely some cell here forming. Some broad wind shear associated with it. So I think the severe ingredients may be starting to increase here. So be on alert, folks in Rochelle, Hillcrest might be hearing some thunder, a pretty aggressive cell that might be making its way. I do think there is a potential maybe for some small hail associated with it. But again, it'll probably be a matter of less than an hour. This may become severe. Or maybe even tornado warned if that wind shear tightens up. Again, it is definitely
here. I'll
something
show
that
you. Here's
has
the hail
a
count.
decent shot at happening. Okay.
But once you get up to 40 to 30,
you can. We got a stronger updraft with that southern cell.
That's still pretty. So let me pull up velocity, and some of these are tightened up by everybody. Charlie Valley.
Cherry Valley?
Yeah, up there, that red next to green, that is gate to gate. So that's what we really have to watch. And I'll turn yours back over again, your radar, so you could.
Okay. Yeah, give us one moment. Yeah, like I said, internet's my upload speeds are kind of they're kind of
good. We have a report of
well pronounced inflow signature.
Rainfall, inches of rain has been reported in Rockford.
Yeah, and again, we've had some reports of some minor flooding here. Again, looks like we may have some standing water here over sections of Rockford. Again, we've had definitely a very heavy downdraft with this again, so likely coupled in with the gusty winds and potential rotation with that, you are likely experiencing some heavy rain, maybe some minor flooding concerns, especially in these urban areas. Again, the storm drains can only take so much. So, but what my concern is now looking at some rotation that could be trying to form here near New Milford as well. Again, looks like we may have a possible hook that might be trying to form with that as well. But also we got a developing cell here that I'm going to try and get a better dual pol perspective with near this would be just north of Rochelle and sections of Ogle County. Definitely some broad wind shear associated with this particular cell. Looks like it looks like the again we're getting those sporadic pop-ups. Looks like the no, not really any reds on radar, but we might have, again, if anyone's seen any hail or anything, it's always helpful to let us know what you're seeing. And yeah, the rotation, yeah, if you're comparing these two scans, looks like the rotation might be starting to tighten up a little bit more here. So definitely, folks.
Just going to tell
Cherry
everybody
Valley,
else something too. Well, making these storms grow is all that heat. We got heat advisories. That's what's causing.
Yeah. I'm going to kind of clarify where we're at in terms of the heat index over much of the rest of it. Looks like, again, most of us, again, where it's overcast over sections of more central and, again, east central north towards northeast Illinois. We got some drier air where the cap's breaking. You can see the temperatures only in the 70s over a corridor from Lincoln to Bloomington to Pontiac, Kankakee. Again, we got some overcast skies around here, but you can see where it's clearing out. So the dew points are in the 70s all across the board here. But you can see where the sun's popping out here over sections of western, north central Illinois. The temperatures are well into the 80s here. Again, the sun's heating the ground. We got some that's likely contributing to the surface heating we're seeing up here. So we can see the heat index values here over Iowa. Look at checking in at 106 in Fairfield. Again, I seen some heat index values near 110 earlier. Over it looks like they've let off a little bit. It looks like we got some clouds, maybe some cumulus clouds tracking over eastern Iowa.
Yeah, we just have a tornado warning in process right
northern
now.
Illinois. Yep. So again, like I said, we had a tornado warning. Our main area of concern would be to the due east of Rockford. So from Cherry Valley, Illinois. So again, some broad rotation. Looks like it's starting to tighten up. Again, seeing how this is kind of trending here. Yeah, this is the storm relative velocity. It's definitely tightening up. And again, this is a fairly slow moving storm. So I like to pay attention.
And here's my radar, Isaac. Okay. Here's mine. What do you say? Is it tighten up?
I'm not factoring in. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and I will say, just given the relatively slow storm motion, that may help to contribute to some of that rotation. You're coupling in with that inflow and that surface heating. Again, it doesn't take much. Again, the storm may slow down a little bit in terms of its track, and that can definitely lead to a somewhat higher tornado potential just immediately with that cell. So that may be something we'll have to really pay close attention to as this cell moves further into Boone and into DeKalb and McHenry County as well. So and this would be the western and northwest Chicago metro area. Something we'll have to keep tabs with. Yeah, and again, this is the velocity product I'm showing you here, and you can see definitely coupling it with some somewhat tighter inflow than what we've been seeing with previous scans here. So again, the area of concern here now tracking into more rural areas here. Cherry Valley looks like most of this would be to your east, maybe still experiencing some heavy rain. So I would again. it's tightening up just to the
Mm-hmm.
east of Sherry Valley. So Sherry Valley
Yeah,
proper,
yeah.
getting close to
I'm
an all clear.
looking at that, Isaac. That is very Mar. Here, I'll show you in the map once again. I'm starting to mine has to pop in right there. I'll show you right over here is where we starting to notice some. Can you see it?
Yeah, my internet's kind of acting funny here, so excuse the delay. Yeah, it's starting to tighten up here. It's been sporadically tightening up here and coupling in with some of that surface heating and like we got some stronger surface based updrafts. This is going to be coupling in with soon, so something
Yeah.
that I would definitely pay close attention to. So I would again choose, but I will be back soon. So give us a couple of moments to better uh, we'll better convey those upload speeds. I'll be right back.
We'll be back just in a second. Still got the tornado warning here that goes in effect, and that'll be expiring just about 4:30. So I think the warning will expire eventually. But it's still tight. We definitely could be seeing some signs of rotation. We did have one sap of a carbon rock area, so that still should get up to 2.5 inches of rain has been already fallen. So right now we're going to continue about. Looks like I have to check that out. He'll be back just in a minute. So right now the tornado goes through about getting ready. The one's getting ready to cancel, and the severe thunderstorm warning going to be 60 miles of wind. That's what we have to watch. And this is where I kind of notice a strong sign of another rotation couplet. Watch, rotation is going to be my biggest concern with these storms today. Is we could be have to watch that. And Isaac said his internet. What we're going to do is continue to keep our feeds up, and spots here we will pop on to let you know there's a lot of energy. It could go severe really quickly. It can go, the storms could go non afternoon. He's working on his Isaac's working on his internet to get it going again. So if you have one ground floor, if you have one, I mean, we definitely want to keep these storms and get radar back up. So right now, we will going to keep the screen going with us just in a minute. Tornado warning continues about 4:30. I'm concerned more here by Woodstock, but more over here by Marjorie area. That's where it's tightened up at. Is, we really have to watch that. So see some signs of some rotation. So let me flip back. So we will understand if we do see another tornado warning. We'll be back with you for right now. Now I'm going to mute the mic, continue to keep you updated.